The subdued coda to Out of the Past is one of my favorite endings to any film, noir or otherwise. The kid's small but profound gesture is a subtle nod from the living to the dead, and a way for Jeff to release, from beyond the grave, his hold on Anne. It's a gentle grace note in a film that, by the end, has compiled a Shakespearean-level body count. Dickie Moore was 21 when he made this film, same age as Jane Greer, but he'd been in pictures since the silent era, when he was a baby. By the time Robert Mitchum, Greer, and Kirk Douglas arrived in the 40s, Moore already had more than 50 films on his resume. He was famous for being the first boy to give Shirley Temple an on-screen kiss. In Out of the Past, it was the kid who was the veteran in the cast. Once he became an adult, however, the film work diminished. By the end of the 50s, Moore had switched careers, opening a successful PR agency. In 1981, when he was 56 years old, he met former star and TCM favorite Jane Powell while he was writing a book about child stars in Hollywood. They fell in love and remained married until Moore's death in 2015. Well, after this performance, Jane Greer should have become a superstar. It didn't work out that way was largely due to one man, RKO boss Howard Hughes. When he took over the studio in 1947, Hughes was already intimately familiar with Greer, both professionally and personally. And when she suddenly married Chicago businessman Edward Lasker, Hughes punished her by not putting her in any more RKO films, nor would he lend her to other studios. Well, Jane related the unhappy saga to me when I profiled her for my book, Dark City Dames, which will be republished this coming year. Now, on the flip side of that coin, Jane loved Robert Mitchum, who became a close friend, something akin to a big brother. In fact, when Greer did return to the screen, it was opposite Mitchum in 1949's The Big Steal, his first film after his notorious 1948 pot bust. Several actresses, fearing a public backlash, wouldn't risk appearing with Mitchum, but Jane eagerly jumped into the breach, begging Howard Hughes to let her make the film with her good buddy. Rather than lose the money already invested, Hughes relented, and Mitchum and Greer had a ball together, especially since Jane got to indulge her flair for comedy, which is what she always wanted to do. There's much more to Jane's tumultuous life story, some of it quite sad, but I'll always remember her as a shy, gracious, and incredibly funny person. She was one of the best natural mimics I'd ever met, and the stories she told were usually spiced with spot-on impressions of her friends and colleagues, including Mitchum and Howard Hughes. When she passed away in 2001, I was honored that her sons bestowed copies of my book to everyone attending her memorial. Although she expressed nothing but gratitude for the career she had, it's unfortunate that Jane never had a chance to display the full breadth of her talents. But we will always have Out of the Past. Next week, Noir Alley will be leaving the country. I'll be presenting a film featuring a Viennese superstar rarely seen in these parts. But don't worry, you subtitle haters. It's a 1950 English language picture from MGM, A Lady Without Passport, starring Hedy Lamarr, touted by her studio as the most beautiful woman in the world. John Hodiak and George McCready co-star under the direction of Joseph H. Lewis, fresh off making his masterpiece, Gun Crazy. I'm sure it'll be a new one for many of you. Now, if you can't wait till then and want to see classic noir on a big screen, Noir City, Chicago still has a few days left, playing through this Thursday at the Music Box Theater. Go to noircity.com for details. Until next time, see you in the shadows.